Penguin Random House Audio presents The Galaxy Game, a novel by Karen Lord. Read for you by Robin Miles. Prologue. The only cure for a sleepless night was to lie in bed and watch the constellations projected on his ceiling. He knew them by heart, had known them since his boy days on Cygnus Beta, when he would climb the homestead water tower to stargaze and escape his father. Then they were a distant dream, an ancient tale that he could only trust was true. Now they were the dirt on his boots, the dust in his lungs, and the constant pang of care and concern that he carried in his heart. He was homesick for everywhere, for scattered friends and family and colleagues, each with a claim on his attention. He whispered names in soothing ritual. The first four, crafted worlds found already seeded with life: Enteshune, Sidira, Jainu, and Terra. Then there were the colonies, bioformed planets shaped and settled by emigrants: Punartom, Ain, Toliman, and more. The Terran system was nearest to his Cygnian heritage, but the Punartom system was closest in travel time and galactic rank. Its sole habitable planet, a first-wave colony, almost as prominent as the first four, was reputed to be the first fully bioformed world, a point still debated by the academes. Was Cygnus Beta a crafted world that had failed and been restored by human or non-human effort, or a bioforming experiment unrecorded in human history? Punartom could prove its origins. Cygnus Beta could not. Punartom was, of course, the Cygnian name, from a Terran language, like so many other Cygnian names. In Terran stellar nomenclature, it was Beta Geminorum, and Galactic Standard offered a collection of syllables that told the full story of the star's location, age, luminosity, and life-bearing potential. The name they used for themselves was in simplified Enteshune, and it meant the same thing as in Galactic Standard. Behold, we are here. We have been here long. See how brightly we shine? We are we. The founders of Punartom traced their origin to the system called the Mother of Humanity. Cygnian name? Enteshune, also from a Terran language. Terran name? Alpha Piscis Ostrini. True name? A delicate and yearning melodic phrase in traditional Enteshune. But there was another claim to eldest: Sidira. Terran name? Epsilon Eridani. Sidiri name? Something unpronounceable. The Sidiri language, even in the simplified standard form, was still a challenge for him to speak. Former leader of the galaxy, or at least policeman and judge and occasional executioner. Not much liked, though rarely hated, and now occasionally pitied. Sidira was dead, or almost dead, its biosphere locked in toxic regeneration for centuries to come. The seat of government had moved to New Sidira, formerly known to Cygnians as Toliman. Survivors had settled throughout the colonies, mainly Punartom and Cygnus Beta, but not Ain. Certainly not Ain. Next in rank: Cygnian name Jainu, Terran name Alpha Lyri. Most Jainuvians used the Galactic Standard name, but there were variations of that. In spite of several layers of modern tech and some extreme bioforming, the origin planet of the system had begun as a crafted world. Then there was Terra, Earth, source of most of the settlers on Cygnus Beta, Terran stellar nomenclature, the unmelodious 16 Cygni B. Youngest of the first four and most in need of protection. Jainu, an example of long-term, well-intentioned meddling from both Enteshune and Sidira, was now playing the role of delinquent middle child, while the two elder siblings tried to shield Terra from outside influences. With eyes still fixed on the stars, he reached toward a bowl filled with data charms on his bedside table and brushed a familiar piece with the tip of a finger. A woman's voice filled the room, and he sank back onto his pillows with a sigh of comfort. In the beginning, God created human beings, which is to say, God put the ingredients together, embedded the instructions for building on the template, and put it all into 4 separate eggs marked, "Some assembly required." 1 egg was thrown down to Sidira. There, humanity grew to revere and develop the powers of the mind. Another egg was sent to Enteshune, and the humans who arose there became adept at dealing with matters of the heart. A 3rd egg arrived at Shainu, and there the focus was on the body, both natural and man-made. The last egg came to Terra, and these humans were unmatched in spirit. Strong in belief, they developed minds to speculate and debate, hearts to deplore and adore, and bodies to craft and adapt. Such were their minds, hearts, and bodies that they soon began to rival their elder siblings. When the caretakers saw the Terrans and their many ways of being human, they were both impressed and appalled. Some declared, "See how they combine the 4 aspects of humanness. Through Terra, all will be transformed, Sidira, Enteshune, and Jainu, into one harmonious whole." Others predicted, "How can any group survive such fragmentation? They will kill each other, and the rest of humanity will remain forever incomplete." After some discussion, the caretakers decided to seal off Terra from the rest of the galaxy until Terran civilization reached full maturity. They also decided to periodically save them from themselves by placing endangered Terrans on Cygnus Beta, where they could flourish and begin to mix with other humans. The voice chuckled and concluded, "And that, my dear, is 5 creation myths for the price of 1. He smiled. "Love you," he murmured to the recording. He would see the owner of the voice soon enough. Reaching out once more, he stirred inside the bowl with a finger and frowned. The weight, the chime, and the texture of the contents, something was off. He immediately sat up and turned on the lights. Grabbing the bowl, he sifted through the charms with one hand and glared at every trinket and token that rose to the surface. Finally, he turned the bowl upside down, dumping everything into his lap. He scanned the spread of charms on the bed sheets, counting and cataloging, although he already knew what was missing. He looked up, furious. There was only one person who could have taken them, and only one place they could be. Terminal 5 was a suborbital city strung between the icy surface of the planet and the icy pitted armor of a single arc of the geosynchronous station. The core of the terminal was old, a nostalgic remnant of another era of expansion. But the station was entirely new and under constant construction, forming a fragmented ring of bends and bows that girdled ancient Enteshune with a scanty, homely touch of modernity. It represented a humble proclamation of galactic ambition and a dogged focus on one thing: control of the main hub of galactic communications and transportation. More lived and moved in the space station and its terminals than on the surface of Enteshune, but it was a population in constant flow to and from transports and through transits. The only residents who could claim any permanence beyond the staff were the data brokers, credit wranglers, and small goods sellers. They came from all over the galaxy, entrepreneurial, nomadic, and at once heroic and pathetic. A glance.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?